It's your main man 360 the poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. High 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man 360 the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 9. Give them a 702-900-4335 or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Y'all, it's your girl show. Hot life.
Tune in.
Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
All right, Las Vegas. That's right. It's Wednesday afternoon here in Las Vegas. A good 100+ degrees. Beautiful sunshine, blue sky. We're excited to be back in the studio with you once again. We are always here on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday we are here. We are taking guests, which, I'm the wealth builder. So what we love to do is help people build wealth, whether it's bringing notoriety to their business, whether it's talking about what it is that you do or what you inspire to do. What is your dream? What's your passion? One of the things I started many, many years ago is walking in my purpose. And walking in my purpose meant that I needed to walk in passion about what I was passionate on. For me, real estate. My dad taught me how to fix homes, repair homes, and my dad loved to improve the improvement part of the home repair. And of course, I had no other choice, right? I had to do what dad did. And so guess what? But it gave me a craft. Here I am, 60 years old, having fun, doing what I love. It's a great opportunity. I buy and flip homes. It's afforded me to a lifestyle that I don't imagine I would have gotten just working in a corporate office or just remodeling homes for people. But being an entrepreneur, being the owner of that company that is destined for greatness, right? With God's help and guidance, we do great. We've done great. We're going to continue to be here. We thank God we've grown the largest Black-owned real estate firm in the state of Nevada. It's been a fun journey thus far, and we are expecting greater. So I wanted to talk a little bit because this is, this is a Black Business Month, of the month of August, National Black Business Month. And I want to talk to a few Black business owners about their business and about the purpose and the dream behind the business and where's it they expecting the business to go. Today, I have a guest with me. I've had opportunity meeting a few years ago. Very nice young man, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to speak with him. Tyler Gaston with Gas Station Studios. We are excited to have him on the show. Tyler, good afternoon, man. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes,
Wealth
sir.
Builder himself. I'm doing very well.
Man, I'm so glad to have you here. I want to take the floor and pass it to you because I want you to talk about your business. We've got listeners who are needing a service you're providing.
Mm.
And I want you to explain what it is that you do and the reason, what inspired you to do what you do. Share us about your story.
Well, again, everybody, my name is Tyler Gaston, better known as Gas in the community.
Yes.
Owner of the Gas Station Studios. We are a audio and film production company here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So our business is comprised of like 2,500 square foot side of the building that does all audio production. So we have three post and pre-production studios for recording music, recording podcasts, music for film, producing, instrumentation, things like that. An event space. We have the first film studio in the city's history. So
Right.
not just Black owned, this is the first of its kind. So what we creative real estate, if you're familiar with Hollywood,
Yes.
a lot of the scenes aren't filmed in that actual place. They go to a
Right.
film studio. So
Mhm.
there's a hospital set there. There's like a jail cell, a courtroom, a church,
Yeah.
like a plethora of different film sets used for companies we've been blessed to work with, like Netflix and, of course, a lot of Tubi stuff, a lot of Amazon stuff. Some of your biggest artists in the world. So it's been blessed. What
Yeah.
can I say?
Yeah. Yeah. I know that I had the opportunity to take the tour. I enjoyed, man, because in my book writing, there's some places in there I'd like to take a photo in front of. Because as you know, my history wasn't always where I am today, right? I come from that street life, and you have a crack house in there, man. I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's a crack house. I'm like, man, it looks just like a crack house. A table and a chair,
Yeah.
an old refrigerator, and it's dirty, and it has the look, the dingy wall look, and wow, and then the jail cell,
Yeah.
the jail cells, the bars look just what I remember, man. And so I thought, man, you have really. They can go from the jailhouse house. We take the jailhouse.
Right. A full chain of events of bad decisions, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you have depicted that exactly the way it is, exactly. And now, Tim, are you a native of Nevada here?
I am. I'm actually,
You are.
like a north and a west side baby. So my
Okay.
dad's side of the family is all, Vegas Heights area, historic west side, and my mom's side of the family is North Las Vegas.
Got you. So you were inspired. What inspired you to create this whole deal that you're running an operation? What inspired you, man?
Long story short, I think the vision, everybody's vision as an entrepreneur, like once you get to a certain destination that you thought was the end,
Yeah.
you're still living, you're still breathing, you're still dreaming. So it
Yeah.
continues to change. Originally, it was just a recording studio, production studio.
Okay.
And I wanted to produce. I was producing, engineering songs and writing songs and selling those songs to artists, to big artists, some of my
Yeah.
artists that I favored growing up. And then it just continued to grow. Like once I got there, I saw like how powerful even something like that, working with kids and working with the artists could be.
Uh-huh.
A lot of those studio sessions turn into therapy sessions, right? And so I acknowledge the gift that God gave me to
Yeah.
its full capacity. And so since then, what started in an upstairs home studio
Uh-huh.
it's turned into this 6,000 square foot creative development center. So we don't even call it just a studio anymore because we do so many different things. Um, but the end goal and the current goal, or at least the current goal that we're working towards now, is creating this place, this network that has opportunity at the end of the pipeline. So we
Yeah.
take um, the young people, we bring them in, we take adults, creatives, small business owners that are looking for this information that we have been blessed to get, and then we translate that information to um, our demographic of customers, our demographic of people that our business reaches, to help them get to where they're trying to go, whether that be they want to be a professional recording artist, a big pop star, or even increasing their marketing efforts with their small business. So,
Yeah.
or film a movie. Like we do all of these different things. So we just want to be a vessel now. We've understood that we've grown into a platform. So our blessings trickle down and become other people's blessings.
I've run into at several locations that you were doing photography. You do provide that as well, correct? People have events, weddings, and bar mitzvahs, what have you. I imagine you all do that. Talk about that photography part of it as a business owner for you.
Yes, sir. So around the same time, a little maybe a year before we opened up the
Mhm.
film studio, we had started to grow into photography and film. And
Okay.
so we've been doing corporate things, of course, music videos, weddings, and different things like that.
Yeah.
But we pretty much specialize in taking your vision, whatever it may be, of your party or engagement, um, any corporate things, movies, like I said before, commercials, things like that, and then we bring them to life creatively through still photography or film.
So keeping that in mind. So if you were to speak to someone listening right now and you would try to encourage them, in what area would you how would you approach, because I want you to get business from this time that we're sharing. It's not so much an interview, it's a platform, right? What would you like to share with someone that you can offer you?
Uh, Teaching creative trade in this type of digital art. So
Okay.
that's the main way, like that. And then the second way is film and photography. So I think it's pretty straightforward as far as photography, whether it be headshots, whether it be
Mhm.
gra- if you were looking to uh, painting your in a more refurbished or more packaged way.
Okay.
That is what we do. We have marketing knowledge, we have business acumen that we can add value or help you tell your story in a way that can
Mhm.
add value to your specific business. So if you are looking for any of these services and you believe that you are ready to take your business to the next level, visually, marketing wise, social media wise, like, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
So give them the contact information, if you will, so that those who maybe they're listening and they have someone they know that's inspiring to or aspiring to do just that. How would they reach you? All your social platform information.
Mhm. So you can follow us at the Gas Station Studios LV, Gas Station Studios LV on Instagram.
Mhm.
Myself, King Gas 100, and then also I'm all gassed up. I don't think
Oh,
you, yeah, you can't forget that right there.
yeah, yeah.
That is our website. I'm allgassedup.com. You can go there. You'll see our services, and we will love to connect with you.
Now, you talked about teaching classes. Are there regular classes that you're doing on a regular that someone can join in, or do they have to wait for the class to begin over? Because you mentioned about classes.
So the aforementioned classes, those are for teenagers.
Okay.
So those are specifically for the youth ages 14 to 19.
Okay.
And we just finished our first year. We're going into our second year in
Well,
September.
congratulations.
So, thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Yeah. Big.
So registration is open now. If you know any youth that are, need something to do or interested in creative trades, or they're producers, they're, into music, they're into film, anything like that, send them our way.
I know recently you've done one of our my friend brother pastor Anthony Rankin. I know his son has an album, and I think you recorded that there. Am I correct?
Yep, that's awesome, man. I'm so proud of my little brother.
Yeah, man, he's doing a great job traveling around, and but I wanted to give you a shout out for that, man. That studio that you have is awesome, and I think that more people need to know about it. So, how are you getting out with kind of promoting what you're doing? What's your take? What's your avenue?
We do the traditional things. Well, traditional in a modern sense, like Google ads and social media ads, and online marketing, things like that. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, man, word of mouth is one of the most powerful connectors, because typically what happens is somebody who that person trusts speaks up on your behalf, right? And so it's just a testament that, man, you got to treat people right. You got to do good business, because people are talking about you when you're not in the room, and the narrative that they're speaking of can make or break your business. So absolutely, and it's not how high you jump on Sunday, but how you walk on Monday, right? And treating people, and you make a vital, important point when you say how you treat people, because it comes back. The bad news travels 9 times faster. Hey man, that guy gassed him, man. Woo woo woo. We work so hard to build a reputation, right? And somebody said, why do you care about what people say? I said, because I'm a representative of my Lord, right? Number 2, it's important that people speak well, because I got a business. Absolutely. Right. I'm not an average 9 to 5 Joe Blow, right? Where I can just go to work and no matter what they say, I just go to work, get paid, and live my life. And when you're an entrepreneur, that's a whole different deal, man, because if people don't like you, they're going to talk about you, but not in the sense to build what you have. Absolutely. And for me, I've learned, I was just adding up the years since I was a young man. 42 years I've been working, doing my own thing. Right. I just turned 60 in February. I was a young man, but I was a young handyman, fixing houses, and the old ladies would call me, baby, you sure are good with your hands, and I learned that was my craft. I learned that was I was good with my hands. Yep. I could fix and I could put it back together, and people loved you, and the pricing was right. You didn't try to gouge somebody and make $1 million on the first deal, because you understood longevity was important. You understood that being around so people can continue to use you, you would make the millions over time. Absolutely. Because what happens, right? When you build your business, you can name your price. When you first start off, you just kind of need people in the door. I'm like, yeah, give me 5,000. That's fine. We'll work that out. I know it's worth about 12, but let me just, and I think when you make mention to people how valuable they are, because I always like to tell people, thank you for your referrals. My father taught me years ago, he said, nobody owes you anything. He said, if people are nice to you, treat them the same. He said, if people refer your business, appreciate them, right? Because as you mentioned, referral by far is the greatest business or acknowledgement, accolade you can get from an individual, that they refer you to a friend. That's like, man, that's my dad told me, Mr. Deville, to give you a call, right? I want to hear that through the Greg Deville Wealth Building Podcast show, that people are coming over to the gas station, and those young people who have a creative mind to join the class. Is there a certain day? Give me a little more, because I want the person listening have a little more information on what these classes offer, because they may not totally understand. They may have a few more questions on that. Expound a little bit, if you will, on the classes and what they offer, and
what we expect to get at the or gain at the end of the course.
Okay, so no, questions are good or okay, and we expect those questions because even the federal government was taking a chance on supporting something like this.
Okay.
A little bit of a backstory. We're starting to see
You're
that.
okay for time. You're okay for time. No worries.
Okay.
We got 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're starting to see that CTE or career technical education is more effective, not just with minority kids, but with, the youth in general, especially in this day and age. And so those typical or traditional or durable skills, those long lasting skills, like being able to speak for yourself, having a professional sense of or professional disposition, right? Knowing what clothes to wear to a job, being reliable, accountability in the simplest way. We are teaching these young people that first and foremost. The way that we're doing that is through audio, film, and digital art and design.
Yeah.
We can't promise that all of them will go on and be the next Tyler Perry.
Right.
But what we can say is using these avenues it makes it a lot easier for them to open up, for them to learn, and for us to create a pathway for them to understand the things that we're trying to teach them that will go on further than any movie and any song they'll create. So that's that. As far as the classes go, it's 2 times a week, 3 hours a day. We have an advanced class that's for kids the youth who are returning from last year, and then we are taking all newcomers now. So the registration is open for new students. We have trained industry professionals that are teaching these courses. So if you're in the videography or film course, your instructor is somebody who currently films and is currently living off of videography. Audio production, I'm actually the instructor in that class. And I'm humbled to say I've done a lot to earn that position. So these are industry certifications. We give you the best tools to go into that field and the best chance to go into that field and be successful by the end of it.
Being that we're in a time where it's so much technology, right? Young people don't go outside anymore. Number one, it's too hot. I have a jumper in the backyard. I don't think my grandson's been out there. It's just way too hot, right? It's like you touch it, it's just not fun. So they're in the house a lot, right? And technology has really taken over what they do all day, right? Everything's just driven technology. And I think it's and I want to commend you for reaching where they are, right? Since they're going to be in it anyway, we might as well groom them how to run a camera, right? And somebody didn't know they liked it until they inquired a little bit and say, you know what? Okay, is that how that works? And then, once you expose it, I was exposed to fixing houses, right? So here I am 40-something years later, buying and flipping homes because I was exposed. And I want to commend you for exposing our young people to more than a video game.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Seeing is believing, right? Like, and it's a reason why, Atlanta is like the mecca for things like that. It's one of the most, minority or black populated cities that we have, right? But when you grow up seeing people do what you want to do, then you grow up knowing that it's possible. So it's harder for you to take no as an answer, right? In Vegas, ironically, like you don't see a lot of professionals making it to that level that these kids want to be at or that they dream about being at. And I was the same way. I didn't see anybody who was an audio engineer. I didn't see anybody who was a producer or had these plaques and stuff on the wall. So it was important for me to not only create that for myself, but I wanted to make sure that every young man from the historic West Side or from a young lady from the Northtown knew that it's possible. And I'm gonna help you get there as well if I can.
What exactly did you see that kind of inspired you? What did you see? What was that thing? Because as you said, you didn't see someone necessarily doing it in your community, but what was that thing that turned the light on in you that said, you know what, man, I really could do well with this? What was it? Somebody, you saw a camera, you picked up a camera one day and you was tweaking with the dial. What What exactly?
I think the first inspiration came from my first audio. It was called audio technology
Okay.
course at UNLV. So I
You know.
played football, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I played football well. So I got a
Right. Right.
scholarship to UNLV,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they didn't have a major. They still don't have a major in
Mhm.
audio production.
Okay.
But I took the classes that I could there, and then when I went and saw that multi-million-dollar studio,
Yeah.
right, and I started thinking about, damn, like if I wasn't good at football, I may not have been afforded that opportunity to
Hmm.
see that.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of sad. I don't know what inspired it. I'm sure God has something to do with it,
Hmm.
right? But I saw this vision of that type of studio being affordable for our kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just again, like going into if you see it, you can touch it, like you can use it,
Mhm.
it becomes real to you.
Yeah. So I like to term it this way. It was something in your DNA that was triggered, right? And you stayed with it. One of the bigger things I see people is they start off, especially a lot of our college students, they start off, but then they fall off, right? They go to school, and because I don't believe you need to go all the way to Florida A&M to necessarily get an education.
Mhm.
I think UNLV has the same books, probably. I don't know. I didn't go to college. I didn't graduate high school. I ended up getting I got my diploma, got my GED. I was in a little incarceration, so it was a little
Yeah.
different for me. But for the persons that I see in my real estate business, is that people that went to school and got education, not often all of them stayed with it. So I commend you, young man, that you stayed with it. Something inspired you. It was always in you. It was always in. It just had to be, the light had to go off, right, and turn on rather for you to see it. Football, as you stated, it was an access to, but maybe that wasn't where football wasn't necessarily the thing. But what you're doing right now, man, and teaching others, and that's so great that you're giving back. It's so great that you're pouring in what you learn, you give. Right? Isn't that kind of what the Lord did for us? He came and he died, right? And so when we look at our lives, man, we say, what use am I? I didn't have any sons, so I had daughters. But guess what? My daughters know how to paint. My daughters know how to fix plumbing. They know how to fix roofs. One of my daughters could remodel a kitchen and a bathroom, because she worked with me on all the jobs. She was my oldest daughter. I didn't have any sons, right? So I had to use the help I had, Do you have any children yet, you and your wife?
I don't have any children.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. But you're still pouring in. No, but you're still pouring in. And so that's good. You're at least taking an opportunity to use somebody else's kids, right?
Yep.
You're giving back. You're not waiting until you get somebody.
That's the best time. That's the best time.
No
Kids.
doubt.
The ones
No
you
doubt.
can give and send home. Them the best.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That you're right. But you need your legacy.
Yes,
right?
sir.
You need your legacy. And so pray you all, if you don't have, adopt, right? But the gift that's in you needs to be duplicated in someone. So hopefully a nephew, a niece, if not children of your own, but somebody that can be poured, that is directly associated with you, right? Hopefully in a gas or somewhere near that family that kind of keeps the Rockefeller kind of thing going, right? Like a Kennedy. Kennedy's just multiply. But I wanted to commend you, and I want to take this time of August being Black Business Awareness Month, that we acknowledge one another, man. So I want to give you kudos, man, and tell you big shouts out, Tyler. I think you're doing a great job, man. And I know, again, I've been to the studio, I've seen it. I do have in my mind a couple photos I want to take for the book, because I kind of want my book to have a couple photos to kind of show what I'm saying. Because I'm going back to California to get that photo when I was incarcerated. Because when I looked at it, I didn't believe it was me. Like, wow, look at what God has done.
Yes, sir.
Your studio has something in it that helps me bring to life what I see in the book. And so I want to thank you for that tour that we had. And like I said, we met a few years ago. We just never had this chance to really collaborate, and talk about your business. But again, I want you to give your information, how they can contact you, and let's see where it goes. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I appreciate the platform. I appreciate you thinking about me. I believe it goes a long way. So
absolutely,
I appreciate it. You can find me at Tyler Gaston on Facebook. the Gas Station Studios LV on Instagram, and I'mAllGassedUp.com.
Okay. All right. So what about a contact? Do we use any contact information for those who need to make a direct contact other than social media?
Yes. So if you do go to our website, we do have a business phone that you can reach out to.
Okay.
I have a business manager for that side,
Okay.
a business partner that will definitely walk you through the entire process of booking and tell you more about the services.
Yeah.
I am blessed to actually be busy, so I can't handle that part myself.
Yeah.
But if you do reach out to me on social media, I will respond when time permits. I am a personable person, and I'm never too big or too small to connect and network with people.
Wonderful, man. Look, I know you're busy. I don't want to take much more of your time. I want to thank you for your time today, for coming on the show, spending time with Greg Deville, and letting him kind of pick your brain a little bit and see where what you guys are doing over there. And again, prayerfully, this show brings much more, visibility to what you're doing. And we'll keep in touch. Okay. I plan to get some pictures soon. I don't know when. I'm trying to wrap it up, but I keep getting stuff to add to the book. I wanted 12 chapters. Look like we're going a little bit farther. So experiences keep making it up, but it's all good, man. It's all good. I thank you again. Gas, man, you're the bomb, brother. You're doing a great job, and shouts out. So tonight, don't forget, come on out, man. We want to acknowledge you in the presence of many other Black-owned business entrepreneurs. Okay. Let's network. Take some cards, whatever you use, your Popple, however you share your information. We want to be able to network, because somebody tonight is thinking about doing a book or thinking about doing a film or whatever that might be, recording an album, whatever that might be. I don't know, but I know networking makes our net worth valuable, right? That has grown my business through the network of radio. The network of radio has been powerful for me, but sharing my platform has kept me as well. I must admit. Sharing with people like yourself to come on and talk about your business without cost. It's not about the money, right? Sir. I know from whom all blessings flow. Yeah. But being able to expose my brother's business, say, man, come talk about it. Let's talk about it, right? So shout out again to you, brother. Blessings. Say hello to the missus for me. And we look forward to seeing you tonight between 4, 7, 5, 7, somewhere around there. Come on out. We want to give you a platform and talk about what it is you do to this other side. Who may not hear the show necessarily. Okay. All right, Gas, man. Good talking to you. Take care. And thank you for your time. And I'll talk with you later.
No problem. Appreciate you.
All right. So Las Vegas, that's right. Greg Deville studio time is every Wednesday from 12 to 12:50. We take the opportunity to talk about real estate, wealth building ideas. As many of you know, don't forget solar. Many of you, I'm living on solar, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. I don't have power bill. I'm generating renewable energy, saving the environment. Listen, there's a lot of opportunities going along with solar, but don't get too few of panels. I just met a person recently. They're getting a power bill and a solar bill, and they're way short on how many panels. I don't know who's sold in that unit. You guys need to have trusted professionals like ourselves, my team, I'm with Power Solar, and learn more about it. We free consultation. There's no upfront cost. There's not even upfront cost for the service or to have the panels installed. You merely have to qualify. Listen, you qualify, you'd be surprised. It's not a challenging thing. It's a simple application. We can give you a free estimate of what that power bill would look like, right? So we'll talk about that for a moment. And don't forget our No Money Down home buying programs for many of you who are you're renting right now. Remember, when you rent, you're paying mortgage. So why not pay your own? You're paying off this guy's house, and he's steady going up on the rent. Did you know that when you buy a home, the rate is fixed? There's no more going up. So you're locked in for 15 or 30 years. It's a fixed rate. You don't get a variable where you get to go up in 2 years, your rent went up or your mortgage went up. Your rent will. And then you're put out by the 7th of the month if you don't pay to get an eviction notice. So that becomes a problem, because when you own a mortgage, you aren't late until after the 15th. So if you bi-weekly pay, guess what? You could better do it with the mortgage. So there's no eviction. In fact, you can go 4 months. You're going to get evicted by then, though, when you get a notice. But There's time. It's more flexible. There's just a lot of opportunity. I'm not telling anybody to go behind, but life happens, man. In fact, right now, last week we had on our show Debbie Conway in the county recorder's office, talking about over 200 foreclosures a month are being recorded with the county recorder. If that's you or you know somebody, let Deville help. Let me sell that home and sell that equity. We recently did that to help a client. We got her $142,000 after she paid everything off. She walked away. That's her equity in the home. But if they had foreclosed, she would not have gotten that $142,000. They sell it to the highest bidder, and then whatever is left over, that person gets it in their equity for themselves. So let me help those families who are in trouble. There is help if you're in trouble. I'm Greg Deville, the broker owner of Deville Realty Group. We help families get out of trouble, save your equity. Now, you may not be able to save that home. It's okay. You may not be able to save the home. You may have gotten too far behind. You can't catch up on the mortgage. You borrowed from everybody you could. But guess what? You may have equity in that home. In fact, if you could borrow that equity, it would answer a lot of your problems. But because FICO scores are required, decent, at least a 680 is required. But what happens when you miss a month, then your scores start taking a hit. The next month, it takes another hit. So that becomes a problem when you're struggling, maybe loss of a job, loss of a spouse, loss of income, or, the rate of inflation is today. Things are just over the top and you're just trying to survive. And life happens. So if you know someone that's in trouble, we also help with probate matters. So we have attorneys on standby. Now, don't forget, when you talk about, you need to have things in order. I want to talk about that for a moment, about having your house in order. When we talk about that, we're not talking about a will. It's so taboo that people don't want to talk about death, but it's a reality. Did you know you can buy a need policy at a mortuary? So that means if you don't have insurance, you can buy a pre-need and pay into it. So over time, so God forbid, when that day comes, right, you're already set up. Because guess what? We destined to pay taxes and die. Is that right? No, without a doubt, right? Now, you could pay taxes, so they're going to come get the taxes by taking your stuff. But at the end of the day, right, the realness is, these are things that life consists of. So if you have assets, let me say to you, do a living trust. You can go right there on Charleston to the Nevada forms. I picked up a package for a client of mine. Just say, look, do it yourself. Maybe you can't pay the $3,000-$4,000 an attorney will charge, but there's a do it yourself. Do the living trust. Set your affairs in order. Find out what's going. Let them know what's going where. Hey, Junior, when I die, this is where I'm leaving you. Now, if you make me mad, I might change my mind. Revocable. But these are the options you have with your stuff. You can't take it with you, but you can certainly leave order, because if you got a house, the courts are going to decide who gets it and how and what happens. So, and then there are fees that are going to be taken out of the estate to pay for that stuff. So I'm just saying, get the affair in order. Do the little package. I think it's $40, under $40. Get the package. Once you complete it, then you're going to have it notarized. You may even want a witness to it, right? And tell everyone in the will, let them know where they stand, and then you're going to record it with the county recorder's office. So it's official document, recorded. And then at the time of your demise, then the title company, who will have a copy, will be able to read off the assets. Okay, very simple, nothing challenging here. The Greg Deville, the Wealth Builder Show, is here to educate and empower many of us to go to that next level. So whatever your business is, don't forget, let's do business and let's be professional. Let's not hold on to somebody made you mad as a black-owned business and now you talk about all black-owned businesses. No, forgive people. They may have, I don't know what happened. Can't speak to it. But don't hold over my head somebody else's errors because they were a realtor and they dropped the ball. I may have even dropped the ball or two. And I hope, if that's the case, let's talk about it. Where did I drop the ball? So we can make clarity of it without you putting a person under the bus, so to speak. Listen, so again, 702-349-0162. That's 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group. here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been in real estate here for the past 24 years, been licensed for the past 20 years. Real estate is what I enjoy. So those of you that are having the foreclosure issues, you're behind in the mortgage, let's talk about selling at home and saving the equity. There's no upfront cost with it. There's no advance payment. There's no retainer fees. There's none of that with Deville Realty Group. We help buyers find their first home with no money down, and we get the closing costs paid. In fact, this market right now is ideal for buyers because the sellers are hungry for buyers. So with this buyer's market, what I recommend is get approved, find you a home, and get all your costs paid. I had a young man yesterday. He got approved, and I said, man, you're getting your closing costs paid and your down payment. You're literally coming in with zero out-of-pocket monies. So imagine buying a home with zero out-of-pocket funds. Can you only imagine zero out-of-pocket funds? It's real. It's real. We have countless stories to talk about it. So again, Greg Deville, 702-349-0162. What we do, wealth building, real estate, residual income, whatever it is that you need, we want to help you get it provided to you. It's all right. All right, Las Vegas. Well, I'm out of time. Certainly not out of information. Want to get back with you again next Wednesday at high noon. Don't forget, August is Black Business Awareness Month. Talk about somebody's business to someone else, and let's build each other's business so that we can grow and we can do better and live a better life, right? Everybody wants to have a business, but we can't have business without your support. So thank you to all of those who referred Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group. Thank you to all of those for the referrals, for the continued support. We would have been lasting for the last 20 years in real estate if it had not been for you. So let me thank you once again for the referrals and the business and the well mentions that you've done over the years. So that's being all for today. Have a great weekend. It's going to be wonderful. The weather's hot. Get down to the lake, have fun and enjoy. Spend that time with family. And until I talk to you next time, may God's best be yours. Take care.
Jones. Hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.